Look, Dad, there's something in the sky.
Yes, I can see it. Wait, is it a platformer? Is it a metroidvania?
No, it's Curse of the Sea Rats.
Yeah, well, I'll try to explain. Answering what Curse of the Sea Rats actually is isn't that easy, to be honest. It's partially described as a metroidvania and platformer, but is it either of that? Let's find out. What's quite unique about Curse of the Sea Rats is the character selection. You can choose between 4 rats and swap between them if you want, so you don't have to stick with your choice for the whole playthrough. All 4 characters are leveling up together, but learning skills via the skill tree is done individually. Having 4 characters and the possibility to couch co-op reminds me a lot of arcade games from the 80s and 90s. Not many games do that nowadays, which makes it refreshing. Hacking, slashing and platforming together on the same screen is a lot of fun. So much so that I wish for more games to bless us with couch co-op, like last year's Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Curse of the Sea Rats seems like it's a Metroidvania, because it calls itself Retroidvania, but sadly didn't feel like one of it most of the time. There are 2 reasons for that. One is that there aren't enough abilities to unlock that would allow traversing the world in a different way or give you access to new areas or something. Yes, there is a possibility that I missed 1 or 2 abilities since one ability felt like it was optional, but I could be wrong there. But in the end I only got 3 abilities that gave me access to a new path. A dash, a double jump and a super jump that made me go whee! That's it, 3. That's not enough if you ask me. The other reason that made Curse of the Sea Rats not feel like a Metroidvania is the lack of exploration and backtracking. I mean, don't get me wrong, you find a ton of paths you can go, many of which lead to treasures and new areas. But you rarely actually need any of your abilities to get there. There are hardly moments where you see something, a treasure or an unreachable path, and go like, okay, I need an ability here that I currently don't have. I need to come back later. Once I accepted the fact that Curse of the Sea Rat isn't a Metroidvania per se, but a platformer with a vast world, I enjoyed it more. That's also because the graphics, animations and environments are designed beautifully. The hand-drawn look of the characters made me feel like I was playing a Saturday morning cartoon show on my PlayStation. The attention to detail is incredible. Still, it's a bit of a shame that Curse of the Sea Rats isn't really a Metroidvania, especially because the rest of the game is truly fun. Having 4 different characters, all with different skills, weapons and magic is a motivating mechanic that invites the player to experiment with different styles. And many bosses are well designed too. The mechanics are mostly simple, but it's actually refreshing to play a 2D game that isn't as hard as Hollow Knight, Grime or Dead Cells. And to be honest, sometimes I just need something easy so I can give into the illusion that I'm good at playing video games. Curse of the Sea Rats gives me that feeling. And actually, to be even more honest, this game got easier the more I played it, and there is a simple reason for that. Balancing. One skill in the skill tree of David Douglas granted me a passive bonus that let me steal life from the enemies with every hit. Of course you need to level up a bit to get there, but that doesn't take long. After 2 hours I completed the first skill tree, and 90 minutes later I learned all the skills with 1 character. The life steal ability practically made me invincible.
I am invincible!
In the end I actually enjoyed being a literal god of the rats. No, but honestly, I personally didn't mind the enemies were no longer a threat, but I can't imagine that many players will miss the challenge. I also didn't mind that this game is rather short. My first playthrough took me around 5 to 6 hours, which may be too short for many people. But if you struggle to find some time to play video games, but still want to finish a fun and simple game, that short playtime might just be right for you. Still, I want to mention that there is definitely some replay value here, because you can play with a different character and unlock more than 1 ending. Curse of the Sea Rats is a game that I feel like struggles with its identity, because there are Metroidvania elements, but not enough to recommend it to a Metroidvania fan. On the other hand, this is an easy casual game that does a lot of things right. The design, the local co-op, and world that is fun to discover make this an entertaining experience I personally really enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think about Curse of the Sea Rats? Tell me in the comments. Help me grow the channel by leaving a like or comment, and if you like this video, I would be happy if you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future reviews, top lists and other fun gaming stuff. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next video.